What's up, everybody? I'm Sly The Movie Guy, and here's my movie review of Cruella, directed by Gillespie, the director of I, Tonya, Million Dollar Arm, Fright Night, and his other films. And this film stars Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, and the rest of the other cast and crew. And in this film, Estella is a young and clever grifter who's determined to make a name for herself in the fashion world. She soon meets a pair of thieves who appreciate her appetite for mischief, and together they build a life for themselves on the streets of London. However, when Estella befriends fashion legend Baroness von Hellman, she embraces her wicked side to become the reckless and revenge-bent Cruella. I was definitely interested in checking this film out because Cruella de Vil is definitely one of my favorite Disney villains from the 101 Dalmatians, which is one of my favorite Disney animation films that came out in the 60s, and the one that came out in 1996, the one starring Glenn Close as the character. She's definitely up there as like one of my favorite Disney villains and stuff, along with Scar, Ursula, Jafar, Maleficent, Captain Hook. She just was one of those villains that I hated and stuff. I mean, her character trying to like kill puppies and stuff, Dalmatian puppies, like create like fur coats out of them. It was just dark, and I just didn't like her at all. I mean, I love dogs so much, though. Her like trying to kill puppies and stuff, that just hurts me, man. I was like, I don't like this character. So I definitely was like willing, like checking this film out and stuff. But then a little bit of me was kind of a little bit iffy and stuff, kind of like not sure because, for one, Disney live action remakes, some of them in recent years, has not really impressed me so much. I mean, some of them were just really, really not good. It's like Aladdin, Mulan. Those films just didn't do it for me. Hey, but if you enjoyed them, hey, I'm happy for you. For me, it just didn't do it for me. So when it comes to Disney live action remakes, I'm just kind of like uneasy about them. I mean, there's some good ones, don't get me wrong. There's been incredible ones like Cinderella, Jungle Book. And I say the ones that were like not bad at all, like Christopher Robin. I actually enjoyed that one. I mean, there's hits and miss when it comes to live action remakes. So it's not like they have a like there's not like a like the hits on every live action remix. There have been some hits and miss, but the later years, like I said, they're just not have been impressive to me. So I kind of like been kind of like bombed out of live action remakes. So this one, like I said, I was just uneasy, but hey, I'm willing to give it a chance. I checked that on Disney Plus. And for the most part, I say I enjoyed it. After I got done watching it, I was like, oh, this is not bad at all. This actually worked for me. And I was really was shocked after I got done watching it. I really was. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this was not bad at all. Let me get on starting off with the positives. The story alone is just definitely something I was really looking forward to, because this is where the live action remakes come into the play. Is it going to be like a shot for shot, or is it going to be something on its own and stuff? And this movie definitely was on its own 100%. I mean, it does have some of the things that you remember from the 101 Dalmatians cartoon and stuff, the little elements and stuff. But for the most part, this story was just on its own, and it was completely like an origin of Cruella de Vil, which I was really shocked because the way the trailers were showing it and stuff, showing the Dalmatians looking at her and stuff, I thought it was going to be like the same replica as them. She's plotting a plan of like capturing puppies again. But hey, this film was not like that. And I really liked it because we get to learn more about Cruella, how she becomes the villain that she is, that we all know and stuff. So I thought that was very clever how they show her origin, her as a little girl and stuff, then her growing up and meeting the characters that she's been with from, we know from the animation, like Horace and Jasper and stuff. So I definitely like that. And then her relationship with Baroness von Hellman and stuff, how that works and stuff, how she's trying to become a designer. All that really works in the play. And I thought the story was just so smooth with it, and it actually had a good pace there. It was definitely like, it kept me invested throughout the movie and stuff, learning what this character is about and stuff, and how she becomes the villain that we all know and stuff. And I thought that was definitely fantastic. And the way they did her origin and stuff, how like about her and stuff, it left you like twists and turns and stuff. You didn't know what was going to happen and stuff. Like later on in the film, no spoilers, but it's very interesting how like where about her character and stuff, where she come from and stuff, and her parents and stuff like that. It was definitely interesting because like it left me in like shock moments. It left me like thinking one way, like okay, as the film was going on, then as you learn more about her character and stuff and her backstory, you're like, whoa, okay. So it makes you trying to like say, I can see why this character's become evil and stuff. So I definitely like that how the story elevates that. It definitely worked for me, and I definitely was like easily like was pleasantly like surprised and was like really was satisfied about it. So I definitely liked it. More positives to this film: the style and the costumes look really good on screen, set in 1970s and everything. It looked so good. The costumes, my goodness, this looks good, man. I This is easily like one of the best costumes I've seen in the movies in 2021, man. It really looks good. I mean, the way they looked and stuff when it came to Cruella and Baroness von Hellman and stuff like that, it looked really good. I didn't have one problem with it. This movie, it looks so good on screen and stuff, set in London and stuff like that. All that, the vibe of it, it just looks so good, man. The design, the buildings, and everything. I just couldn't keep my eyes off of it. I thought they did a fantastic job with it and stuff. And setting the stuff like in the 70s, giving it that 70s vibe, it really looked good. And I really loved it, man. I could really see this being in the Oscars and the nominations for like best costume designs. Definitely could see that happening. It really looked good. And I'm just going to leave it as that, man. Wow. Emma Stone as Cruella is fantastic. Man, she did a fantastic job in this role, man. Oh, she knocked it out of the park. I mean, her as Cruella, I just was like, I didn't know how Emma Stone was going to perform as Cruella, but after watching the film, she did like, whoa, she left me like, whoa, in this movie. I mean, it wasn't like over the top at all. It was just like done like exactly what you expect from a character of Cruella. I mean, just her being evil and stuff. I definitely like enjoyed it, man. Oh, I enjoyed the performance. I'm not gonna compare it to Glenn Close, Cruella DeVille and stuff. I'm not gonna do that. I think they both did a fantastic job and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed her performance as the young Cruella and stuff because Glenn Close character was the older version of Cruella, and I just really love the performance. One that sticks out for me is Emma Thompson as Baroness von Hellman. Wow, she was fantastic in this film as well, man. Oh, I just love her performance. Every time she's on screen, it gets better and better. And I say that for Emma Stone. It's like every time you have these two on screen, and they on screen for the majority of the whole film, anyways, the film gets better and better. It adds energy there, and their performance was just it was just so good, man. It just like I said, their performance, they were like going over the top with it. It just they flowed with the story and the direction that it was going with and stuff like that. And it really worked and stuff on so many levels. I loved it. And every time, like I said, they're on screen, it just adds energy in the film. And the other performance is really good too. The other characters like the actor that plays Anita and the actors that plays Horace and stuff and the actor that played Jasper, they all do great in this film. I didn't have like one problem with the other performers in the film, and that's really saying something. I think everybody did a great job, and the directing and writing is definitely fantastic. Craig Gillespie did a fantastic job directing this film. I mean, it definitely is like he was trying to do something different, and I really like that. It's like he took like risk and stuff, and this was a risk. I mean, he could have played it safe and called it Cruella and having the same 101 Dalmatians vibe to it, but hey, he did his own thing, did the own style to it, and I really like that. Did his own story, so it felt like it was on its own. So I really enjoyed that and stuff. And the comedy in this film was absolute. It was good for the most part. There was some I was like, okay, but for the most part, I really enjoyed the comedy. It had some like a little bit dark here and there and stuff to it. So I kind of really enjoyed it. It definitely worked for me, and I say that really works well. So everything in this film really works. Now to the negatives, which I do have for this film, and this is where I think people will be like, "Oh, I thought you liked the film. Now you hate it." No, all films are not perfect, and this film is not perfect. One of my negatives is there's a, without trying to get any spoilers, there's like in the middle of the film where it comes to like Cruella and stuff and Baroness von Hellman as these characters like are that like going against each other throughout the film and stuff like that. It's one part where they like it felt like they had like when it comes to music, you know how movies play music. It was one part where like it's another music score coming in, another song pops up, and it kind of gave me that same like Suicide Squad vibe, and that's kind of a little bit scary as while I was watching film. I'm like, hold up, is this Suicide Squad? I mean, because you know how with Suicide Squad where each character's getting introduced, music pop up, then another music pop up, and I can understand the movie wants to add a lot of energy, but that kind of you was overdoing it right there, and this movie kind of overdid it, like add another song in there and add another song wherever to follow the scene. And I find some movies can pull that off. I've seen movies do that before, but if you like overdo it, it kind of can mess up your film, and it kind of did that for me. It kind of did that here, and that didn't work for me here a little bit because I was like, okay, can I take a break? Can I pump the brakes, right? Pump the brakes, please. It kept going, and I was like, hold up now. And the songs are good. I mean, I've heard them before and stuff, but they kept pushing out like, hold up, let the story be what it be, and don't put the music in there. And that was one of them. Then a couple parts. The movie is 2 hours 17 minutes long, which I didn't have a problem with the runtime. I think a little bit at times it kind of did have little parts in there where that was kind of like they had to be there and stuff. I can understand some parts like was like So I wish the movie was like a little bit like 2 hours and 9 minutes, 2 hours and 17 minutes. It was kind of a little bit stretched there, but that's besides the point. Overall, I really enjoyed Cruella. I think you should check that out on Disney Plus. It's definitely one of the films I think that kind of like was different from the original 101 Dalmatians. I didn't feel like it had like a shot-for-shot remake to it and stuff. I felt like it was on its own. And if you're a big fan of origins of villain movies and stuff like that, I say check this film out. Devil on Disney Plus, or check it out in the movie theaters, whichever one you prefer to watch it on, in the movie theaters or Disney Plus, whatever works for you. I say check this film out if you haven't seen it yet, and I'm going to give this film a B+. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this movie. Did you like it or not? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I'm very curious, and I'm just going to leave it as that. And as always, if you like this video, click thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, click subscribe and the bell button for more future content. That's how I can see you next time on Sly the Movie Guy. Peace.